The search for a new trail or a new adventure is a constant quest. It's just part of driving a Jeep. I think it must be a deviation in our DNA, because we all have it to some degree. When the terrain changes from pavement to dirt and our tires start pushing that dust wake, there's nothing more freeing than exploring a new trail. Heck, we might even get totally lost, stuck, or break something. This is going to be epic. Looking ahead past the power lines and the daily grind, it looks like there's some formidable mountains in our path. But for now, it's warm-up time, while we enjoy some soft sand and contemplate the surrounding mountains. What trail is this, you might ask? This is a 7-rated trail, very close to Steinacre Reservoir near Vernal, Utah. Known as Red Mountain/Moonshine Arch. The trail is very popular among the ATV crowd, but by the time we hit the trail, they were all heading back for some air conditioning. We brought ours with us. The trail changes from the flat, wide open feel of the desert to winding through some very scratchy looking trees, but not to worry. I was able to get my shiny Jeep through the trail with no permanent pinstriping, although we did have to hold a paint peeling branch or two away from the Jeep just once or twice to accomplish the unscathed passage. This isn't a bad start at all. There's really nothing like a good Lion King pose to start your day. We spent a couple of hours driving what I would call the lower section of the trail, while it continued to wind its way higher, and taking some time to soak in the view is really never a bad thing. This trail is, or it can be, a long one, but we were in for the full experience. The trail is ever changing, and the views, they just keep getting better. Feeling all powerful and stuff, we continued on. There are probably a lot of routes you could take to get to the top of Red Mountain. And the side obstacles are plentiful for the less faint of heart. But our goal was to drive the main trail and get out in one piece. Hey, we needed to drive the Jeep the 190 miles back to Salt Lake City. When we were done beating it up. Based on the spooky looking trees, it seemed like the area had been the victim of a pretty gnarly fire in the not so distant past. But things seemed to be growing back and getting back to normal. The occasional trail rocks growing into large rocks. And even steep rock faces. With altitude, the trail was definitely changing, and we would be in low range for the duration. Winding through the trees was starting to be almost a full-time job to navigate the narrow trail, while at the same time avoiding the reaching claws of the paint-removing branches. Being shiny does have its drawbacks. As the trail was starting to gain some altitude, we were even driving along a ridge or two. Following a trail that has multiple options for getting to the same place can be a little sketchy for the unknown first-time trail user. Did the trail really just drop off that cliff? There was no wreckage at the bottom, so it must be okay. Sure, there's plenty of twists and turns. But when a flex test section suddenly appeared, it was time to watch my TeraFlex long arm work its quiet, keep the tires on the ground and the hood level magic. That was nice. Let's continue. This is starting to get good. Never let it be said that we don't take the time to smell the roses or carefully observe the natural fauna. Is that gorgeous or what? Did you ever find yourself looking at a trail and comparing it to other trails that you might have done? Yeah, that was what was happening to us as the sand turned to rock and the trail started to look a little like Moab. What trail is that? Metal Masher? Wait, there's even a mirror gulch. I looked, but I didn't see any body paint or broken mirror parts on the trail. The drivers here seem to have great skill. At some point, I felt like we left the desert and found ourselves in a drop-dead gorgeous setting that, dare we say, reminded us a little of the Rubicon? Yeah, maybe, but with a little more red dirt. But when we took a small turn out in the trail, the overview made it clear. We weren't in Kansas. And I want to say we were glad, but God, that'd just be rude. The views from the top of Red Mountain were something to behold. And the trail to the top has actual obstacles to contend with. The trail loops around at the top, past an old cabin. Who even built that? And takes a new route down to Red Mountain through a series of boulders and drop-offs. Now, I personally enjoy going up the obstacles more than experiencing the joy of free falling off a boulder while attempting to hug the side of the trail where there is actual dirt, versus the lovely view into space that the cliff on the other side provides. After the constant steering workout attempting to miss trees and boulders, my power steering pump was taking it pretty hard. The little red power steering overheating symbol icon appeared on my dash. Nice. new check whatever light to contend with. I'll just turn less. It was all good as we came back down to the heat of the lower trail and made the turn off to Moonshine Arch. Yeah, we were tired and hungry, but our hunger to see the arch was strong. And it was so worth seeing. If you want an amazing trail to visit in Utah, Red Mountain / Moonshine Arch is a must-see, and it has it all. Rocks, sand, overviews, ledges, and an arch. And it's close to town. It did take us a good 8 hours to run the trail, but we pretty much ran the full trail, well, except for the extra credit lines. But I think that's for another video. Thanks for watching.